What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode with Louie's Firearm. Here where we talk about it, learn about it, hear about it, or just shooting firearms. Today I got the M&P 15 Sport 2 out, and I'm going to show you once again how to break this baby down, clean it, and put it back together. Now, we're not going to do a deep cleaning, but we're going to do a deep cleaning, and we're going to get this baby ready to go back in the range and fire like it ain't no tomorrow. So, first thing you're going to need to do, make sure you and everyone is around you is safe. So, to make sure everyone is safe, please make sure there's no ammunition inside of your weapon before you start doing anything with your weapon. So, I took my clip out. There is no bullets in the chamber, nothing inside there. They always say if you can look inside there and there won't be nothing inside there, but you got to take that, knock it around a little bit to make sure there's nothing inside the chamber. So I'm not going to need this for this episode. So what you're going to need to break this gun down to do a deep cleaning, not a deep cleaning, but a deep cleaning is all of your cleaning supplies, your oil, your cleaning fluids, your wipes. That's what this is for. This one is something new. I just got this one in. I didn't have it when I did the shotgun, the Remington, but I have it now, and this gives me all of my attachments to get through them long barrels and clean them long barrels out. It gave me all of my stem. It give me all of my brushes inside there, everything to clean my long barrels out. So I will be getting in this barrel and cleaning this one out today. And I'm going to show you how to clean your weapon, break it apart, and clean it. So to break it apart, it's so easy to break apart. So easy. All you have to do, you have a pin here in the front. You have a pin here in the back. Where that pin at? You have a pin here in the back. From this part of your gun, from where I'm standing at on your gun, you push them two pins through and just pull them out. Once you get them pins up, bam. That's the bottom half of your gun. That's the top half of your gun. So for right now, we are going to work. We're going to put that top half to the side. We're going to work with the bottom half. The bottom half, I am not going to take the trigger. I'm not going to take everything apart. Let me take it off safety because I want to get that part flipped up. So inside here, it should not be that dirty inside of this area. Now, in that part of the gun, definitely dirty. This is the easy part. That's why I'm starting here first. We're going to start off easy. So what we're going to do, let's get some of these cloths. So I like this kit because it comes with a whole new pack of cloths, and I was running out of cloths. Let me get my gloves on. So the first thing you want to do inside here, you want to take your brush, light brush. This is not metal, this is the plastic, and you just give a little brush down inside there. See if anything inside there that's caked up. You have it loose by brushing it out with this piece here. There's really nothing inside there, but we're going to brush it out anyway. Then you take your cleaner. Your cleaner in a cloth. Me, I fold my cloth up into a little square just so that I only could do one dab of my cleaner on it. Open it up, and the whole thing is wet. And you give a wipe down inside there. Now, if you give a wipe down in here and it's dirty, it's black, then yes. Clean a little bit more. Do another cloth. Alright, so after you give it a wipe down with your cleaner, dry it off. Whatever cloth you have, dry it off. And this is going to be put to the side for a while. We're not going to oil. You do not oil your gun right after you clean it. Let it sit for a little while. There's no rush in this. Let it sit for a little while. We're going to put that to the side. Let it sit for a little while before you oil it down so that that cleaner could settle down, settle in. It could dry out nice and good. You don't have to worry about that. Now, grab the top half of your gun. The top half of your gun. To break this part out, you just pull your hammer back and the whole thing slides out all in one. You don't want to take this all the way out. If you want to, take it all the way out. If you don't have to. Well, you is going to have to grease it up. But on an ordinary, you don't have to take it out. You could have just pulled the bottom part out. Now, we're going to put this part to the side once again. Once again, we're in no rush to get to that part. This, you don't have to clean it. You could just wipe it off. That's about it. This shouldn't be that dirty. If you want to clean it, you know, you can give a little wipe down on it, just like I'm doing. It ain't dirty at all. And then dry it off. Set that dried off piece to the side. Now this one here. Whew. It's a nice one. Okay, so since I'm not doing a deep cleaning, honestly, I don't want to go inside of here and break this apart with my pen and everything. I don't have to go inside there, but I think I will just go inside just to take a look at it. And to get inside, give me one. Oh, there we go. To get inside, there is a pin on the top part, and it's a hole in the top of it. You could just hook that pin, pull out. So when that pin comes out, that allows your firing pin to come all the way down and come out. So with my firing pin all the way out, this is definitely dirty. I'm glad I did go in. I wasn't doing a deep cleaning, but I'm kind of glad I did go in to do a deep cleaning because this firing pin is so dirty. Alright, so just get your cleaner and give this a wipe down, a good wipe down. Wow, this thing came out black. It's silver. Ha! Alright, so next step to breaking this part down, this piece on the side here that moves forward and front, right? You can move it in and out, in and out, in and out. You got to push it in to get, there's a little pin on the top, well, there's a big pin on the top. To release that pin, you got to push it in. It moves out the way of this top piece and you slide it out. So easy, so simple. Then you're able to get this piece out and clean inside of there. So first thing I want to do is clean the components that I just took out. I already cleaned my firing pin. Let me clean off these two pieces here. Okay, that's my second piece. Let's clean off this little pin, which the pin ain't gonna affect anything, whether if it's clean or not to my belief, but we're gonna clean her up anyway. Now, let's get inside here, and we're gonna clean inside here out. So get inside here. Right. Ooh, yes. It wasn't smooth before. That's why I went inside it with the brush, because it wasn't smooth. Now, there we go. All right. Woo. Done ripped my glove and everything. That piece, whoo, both the gloves is gone. Wow. I wasn't doing a deep cleaning. See, a deep cleaning to me is going inside the barrel, going inside the, breaking down your firing pin open and, you know, oiling that down, cleaning all the oil that's in there out, putting new oil inside of there. I don't do that every time I clean my gun. I do that, you know, every so often. I would say every 5 to 6 cleanings, I would go inside there and clean everything, all my components inside my firing pin. But whew, this one definitely called for that. All right, so all those is done. Everything there is done. Let's get inside the top half of the gun. The barrel. We got to get in the barrel, clean that barrel out. And we're going to try to clean out as much as we can inside of this area. Which this probably just a wipe down. It's definitely going to be dirty because this is where all that smoke, all of the metal, every time you fire your gun, this area right here takes all of the action of it. Okay, now we're going on into the barrel, right? Let me wipe all this down that I just cleaned. Get that dried out. So we're going through the barrel. The barrel, I'm going to put a cloth on there. I got to go through first to make sure I'm going to go through nice and smooth, nice and clean. I got the right attachment. And then I'm going to push through the barrel from this side in, drop the cloth off, pull it back out, do the same thing. That's how I'm going to clean inside of my barrel. Let me get enough of these pieces that's going to make it all the way through. You pretty much have to rip the cloth, a little tiny piece of cloth. You have to rip it, a small tiny piece, get it only on the tip of the pusher, and push it through. Okay, so we got our barrel pretty much clean. Now this, I'm gonna let this sit for a little while, let it dry out. Because I can't get that much inside of the barrel. So I'm gonna let it sit and dry out. Put that top piece to the side and let's get all this put back together. Okay, now we got all that out the way. Next, we're gonna oil everything down, put it all back together. So first we're gonna start off with our firing pin. So we're gonna take it out how we put it, how we're gonna put it back together, how we took it out. First I'm gonna start off with this one here. So I'm gonna oil this down really good. and get it wiped all around it. See, I want this oil down real good because there was a lot of oil inside here when I opened it up. So I want to be a lot of oil inside there when I close it. When you're putting this back on, you push it in. You turn it to the side where that hole is sitting on the side, where you can see that hole through the top. Okay, so the trick is to getting that pin inside there. You put it in the long way, and when you get it in, spin it around. So we're not going to move this pin now. We got that all together. Now we're going to take this pin and we're going to put it, oil it up. Put quite a bit of oil on it because this is going to be moved around inside there a lot. So you want quite a bit of oil on it. You don't want it dripping oil, but you do want it oily. When this pin goes in, the smaller pin, the first pin that you took out, that will be placed in this groove, in the back of this groove. Because if it's in the front, this pin could fly out anytime. That will be placed back here so that this pin do not come out. That's the sole purpose of this pin, that second pin going inside here. So you put that one down. Before you put it down, drop a little oil inside there. Just so that it got a nice amount of oil inside there. Now you're going to let this drip. If it do drip, you're going to let this drip out. Now take your smaller pin, slide it inside there, and make sure she all the way down. Then you give this one a nice little pull in, out. Make sure it's nice and oiled up. Nice movement on it. Now this whole shaft, you want to take some oil. You don't want this to be crazy oiled up, but you want it to be oil. You don't want it to be dry. So you take this and you give it a nice oil down. And to make sure that it's not over oil, you give us just a wipe off, a quick soft wipe off with your cloth. Don't dry it, but just give it a wipe off with your cloth. Now sit this to the side. When you sit it to the side, sit it up like this so that if there anything, well, there's nothing coming out where the pin is at, because the pin is down all the way poking out the outside. But you can pull this down as much as you can get it down and sit this to where if any oil is going to come out, it'll fall out. So I'm going to sit this to the side like this. And if anything comes out of it, it comes out. This piece here, take just a little oil. See, you don't want all of your components greased up. You just want it oiled so that when it's moving, when it's going in and out, it ain't metal to metal, it ain't dry and it's metal to metal. So you will oil it up, but you're just going to give it a slight wipe off. And it's not dry, but it's dry. Now take this piece, put that piece to the side. You ain't ready for neither one of those pieces yet. Now for your trigger area, this is where you just dab a little oil. No, don't put a lot of oil. Just dab a little oil where your springs is at, all your components that's moving. All the pieces that's moving around inside there, you just dab just a little bit of oil on there, and then you wipe it around. Make sure it's around. Like I said, you don't want nothing dried out, but you don't want it oiled crazy. And that's good. That's good for that. You don't got to go crazy with that, with your bottom part of your gun, oiling it down. You don't have to go crazy with that. Now, as far as this part you want oil, but you want oil just like you did everything else, because this is where your hammer, everything slides inside here. This inside here should be nice and smooth. But when anything gonna slide through here, it's gonna slide freely and smooth. You don't want it caked up with oil, but you don't want it dry. All right, now we're gonna bring this one back into the light. And what we're gonna do with this one, inside of this shaft, we're gonna do this just like we did that one. Make sure inside of the front of this is oiled up. Like I say, you don't want it dripping oil, but you don't want it dry. And then what we're going to do now is just take all that extra oil on our fingers, rub around, get a nice... Now we're going to put it back together. Putting it back together is simple. Simple, simple. So now, after you get this, you put it in. Let me sit it down. Once you get it in, where it's just in, it's not pushed in, just a little bit. Come on. Where it's sitting there, it's not forced, it's not falling out anymore, because if you pull it back far enough, it's gonna fall out. So you want it in enough where it's not falling out. You take this, you take this piece, the part with the ruffles on it is towards the front, just to keep in mind, that's towards the front. You slide that in. All right, so when you slide in this piece in, if this tip piece is pushed down, you're not gonna get it in. You have to pull this edge piece out, all the way out, and then you sit this groove, this top piece here on that groove, the bottom groove of that action pull, and you slide it all in. Everything will go in together, slide it into place. You all set. Now, after you have all this set, I don't want my gun to be slippery, filled with oil, so let me get that glove off. Now you just put it back together, slide them 2 pins into place, and she's ready to go. So let's check her out. Wow, so much smoother. All right, so you give her a nice outside wipe down, and she is ready to go. All right, so that is the break her down, clean her up, and build her back up. So that is the break her down, clean her up, and build it back together step by step on how to clean your M&P 15 Sport 2. If this video helped anybody out there, please subscribe. Turn on that notification so that you can keep up with Louis' firearm. These videos is going to keep coming at you guys, and they're going to keep getting better. Keep getting interesting. So come back for more. Don't forget, give me that thumbs up. That helped me out a lot. Definitely helped me out a lot. And talk to me, because I always talk back. So until the next shootout,